of the Lord. Today's first reading is meant to unsettle us. This is not King David at his best. It is David when power goes unchecked. At a time when kings are supposed to be going out with their people, sharing risk and sharing responsibility, David chose to stay at home. And from a distance, from above, he sees, he sends, he takes. And when consequences appear, he doesn't tell the truth. He shifts into damage control, and he begins covering his tracks, and someone else eventually pays the price. This is not one bad decision, it's a pattern. Distance gives way to indifference, and indifference gives way to manipulation, and manipulation gives way to violence. Uriah speaks through his loyalty, through his refusal to cooperate, and he is ignored. He does everything right, and still he dies. And what may be the most disturbing is this. In today's reading, no one stops David. There is no correction, there's no interruption, no prophet yet. Only silence and the cost of that silence. That tension feels close to home. We live in a moment where power speaks loudly and quickly. Official narratives are issued, damage is managed, stability is protected. And in some places, people cry out for justice and are not being heard. In other places, closer to home, life continues more or less as usual. Distance makes it tempting to think that this is not our concern. But David's story will not let distance excuse us. Silence does not make us innocent. But because it's not happening here, it doesn't make us exempt. Most of the people in the story are not David or Uriah. They're like Joab, people who do not cause harm, but make it possible by complying. The gospel doesn't erase the tension, but it tells us where hope begins. Jesus says the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed, small, quiet, easily dismissed. And right now, the loudest voices belong to those in power. Our conscience doesn't shout. It grows slowly, but it does certainly grow. At baptism, each of us was given a mission in real terms: to use our voices and our choices for the good of others, to speak truth when it is uncomfortable, and to take responsibility for the kind of society we help to create. That's what it means to be a prophet, a priest, and a king. We are not without voices or conscience in this moment. There are people who are speaking, praying, and even risking consequences to name what is wrong, but those voices are not yet the loudest ones. They're not yet setting the tone. The tide has not yet turned. And so we remain where today's reading places us, inside the discomfort. It isn't comfortable, and it shouldn't be. When bullying, abuse, strong-arming, and fear begin to feel normal, something in us has gone quiet. Our faith may feel small right now, but Jesus reminds us that even faith as small as a mustard seed can still grow, slowly, quietly, into the courage to refuse silence and to choose responsibility.